Howdy y'all, you got Bulldog on the channel. Got another old one here that we gotta resurrect. It's an old IDI diesel. I haven't really looked at whether it was a 6.9 or a 7.3, but they put an alternator on it, they put a starter on it, they put batteries in it. Everything's dead as a doornail. Might hook the charger up, but wonder how many amps it would take. And looks like all of them. I did check the connections on this battery to see whether or not power was even getting into it, and it looks like there's power in that battery. So we'll see. This one's I've seen it running around this area quite a bit. Been running for years. I assume that it had more parts on it, because right now it's got the patented air filter delete on it, and it's kind of jacked up around it. Oh, my boss, well, at least not gonna have a bird fly in there or something. She said, yeah, but the edges are jacked up. I said, well, in a small bird. Keep the big birds out. But here's what made me really chuckle when I brought the truck in. The flatbeds were all the fad. Everybody made one. But this here is about as ridiculous as I've ever seen. 8 inches from the side of the bed, they put the fuel fill sticking straight up. It's not like you'd be putting anything in there that might knock it off. Point it straight up like that. It's not, never out in the rain or nothing. Not only is it going to be sticking up where it's going to get damaged, but just like this one here, the end of it's all busted off of it. Might as well stick a funnel in it and just let it rain in there. But it just kind of made me chuckle whenever I saw it, and I kind of figured I was going to be seeing something like that whenever it come in. They usually do all their own work. You know, very rarely do we see them, but it's usually looking something like that when we do. Here's one that customer put his own motor in, and now we gotta make it run. A couple more of them up there. This shop was empty this morning. It's actually empty about an hour ago. Took the opportunity to sweep the floors. They're nice and clean, shiny. But I did get some work done at home. I'm working on another one that guy pulled a motor on his truck and found out he was kind of over his head, so now I drug him out of the water and got him in a boat. I had stopped at his place and, you know, got the motor put back in it, and got things hooked up, and repaired everything that was broke to begin with, and repaired some stuff that they broke during removal of the motor, the used motor, because you know, them salvage yards, some of them got a Johnny jackhammer there that'll just rip everything out. And yeah, they kind of made a mess of something. Got it all put piece back together last night and got it fired up and running. Yeah, we're waiting on parts for that little 3.5 that I showed you yesterday. 25 individual parts. So that's going to add up. And that's not even the bad one. The bad one is about 35 parts. They've made some alterations to this vehicle. And some of them, they got the itty bitty little bolts that are torque to yield where they're supposed to stretch when you tighten them up. The little ones I don't worry too much about. I just tighten them. I've never had a problem. Big ones, I usually replace them because if you don't know what a torque to yield bolt is, that's where you torque it to a specific spec, meaning a certain foot pound or inch pound or Newton meter. And it's a low percentage just to get a kind of an across the board torque. And then you put your breaker bar on there and rotate it a certain number of degrees. So you stretch the bolt. Instead of just being tight, it's stretched out, so there's spring to it. And a lot of things have been going to that lately. Instead of just torquing something to 100 pounds, they'll torque it to 20 pounds, and then you rotate a half turn. It might be 95 pounds, it might be 130. You never know. And then there's sometimes whenever they say to torque to yield something, and torque it to 30 foot-pounds and an additional 180 degrees, and you get to about 120 degrees and it breaks off. That's just fun. How tight you're supposed to tighten it. Well, tighten it till it twists off and then back it up half around. That'll work. Even the itty bitty little bolts, I've seen some wicked torque on them. And most of them, you just tighten them the way they feel. Tighten them so they're tight. And leave it at that. Just forget what the torque spec says. Itty bitty little intake bolts for a plastic intake. Say 77 inch-pounds. Okay, and you torque it. About the time you get to 60, it twists off. The guy that wrote that book ever lay hands on a wrench? Probably not. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification down there. Share it around. I'll try to keep coming with some, useless trivia and needed info. We'll talk at you later.